Democrats did not buy off creators to keep them silent on the genocide in Gaza. Why would they? The algorithm already did it for them. So we're now on day 3 of the Taylor Lorenz Chorus content creator discourse. And one of the narratives I keep seeing is that Chorus was paying off creators to stay quiet on Gaza, especially about the ways that Democrats have been complicit or actively involved in funding said genocide. And while I've seen several Chorus creators come forward to prove that talking point wrong by sharing compilations of videos they've personally made about Gaza, including criticizing Dems, I think everyone is missing a much larger, much more fundamental truth. Social media algorithms silenced a lot of creators on the topic of Gaza long before it would have even occurred to Democrats that they should do so. And I want to make it clear right off the bat, none of this is meant to defend staying quiet on the topic at all. But if we're going to have a conversation about the financial side of political content creation and how money can influence what a creator talks about, I want us to really have that conversation. But so far, everyone is so busy looking for a villain that forced creators to toe the line that no one is paying attention to the ways they are being coerced to do so. And here is the reality. A lot of creators don't talk about Gaza because they know the algorithm will punish them for it. And when you're a small or mid-sized political content creator and you know that you still need to make rent that month, you are financially incentivized to talk about anything but Gaza. Bluntly, for a lot of creators, talking about Gaza is high risk, low reward for them. Again, I am not saying that's okay or defending it at all. Every creator should be talking about the genocide happening. But money can manipulate creators in about 1 million different ways other than stipends and dark money, particularly in an economy where so many of us are drowning in slow motion. This is important for you to realize because I need you to understand that getting rid of Chorus would not solve the issue that you have correctly identified because they are not the cause of it. Creators staying silent on Gaza is a huge problem. But Chorus is not the origin of that problem, and removing stipends from the equation won't solve it. In fact, I'd argue that it could have the exact opposite effect, because Chorus gave a lot of creators a steady financial foundation for the first time. It is a lot easier to talk about topics you know won't perform well and might get your account suspended or banned when you have the security of a guaranteed paycheck. Think of it kind of like creator UBI. Because if the issue is solely about the money and where that money came from, but we all still agree about the fundamental idea behind the project of Chorus, namely that the left needs to do more to invest in and build up a diverse range of influencers, then I'd argue the solution is right in front of our face. Chorus does not have to be the only incubation program out there for influencers. Brian Tyler Cohen is not the only humongous political content creator with experience and advice that would be useful for smaller creators. Because again, conservatives didn't just get lucky when they ended up with so many huge right-wing creators. That took considerable effort, a huge amount of resources, and the backing of multiple billionaires. The left is never going to catch up if all we do is cross our fingers and hope a leftist Theo Von magically falls in our lap. So this part of the video is a message for Hasan Piker. And I'd love it if you guys could help me make sure he sees this by tagging him in the comments. Hasan, you have the skill set, the experience, the connections, and the resources necessary to launch a leftist creator incubation program. You have been very clear about the issues you have with Chorus and the fact that you remain unconvinced that they are nonpartisan and not connected to the DNC. So be their competitor. Create the true leftist version of the part of the vision we can all agree on. I imagine a huge percentage of your audience would jump at the chance to fund such an endeavor, and funding the program via small dollar donations would quash any concerns about dark money or its influence. Hell, I'll even help you set it up and build out curriculum if you want. My DMs are open. Or you can tell me to get fucked and just take the idea and build it without me. Either way is fine. This isn't about me trying to get a job. Although I do still need a job, so if anyone is watching this and needs a really awesome digital strategist that's really great at her job, hit a girl up. Personally, in case it wasn't clear, I am in favor of Chorus existing. I do not believe they were being paid to create specific content, and I see the value in giving creators access to technical trainings and mentorships. But I would also be in favor of a leftist incubation program existing. Not only would that challenge everyone to be better, it could also be a first step in finally building an alt-left pipeline. This isn't a zero-sum game, y'all. Empowering leftist creators doesn't hinder Chorus's ability to empower their own. We have spent years yelling at Democrats in Congress for failing to adequately bench build and refusing to empower the next generation. And in those instances, yelling was about all we could do. But this is different. We do have the ability to change things. You have the ability to change things, Hasan, and I hope that you'll consider doing so.